They turned your muscle loss into a trillion-dollar industry. That's not speculation, it's the truth. And right now, if you're over 60, your body is being quietly targeted. Not by aging itself, but by a system that profits when your strength fades, selling you powders, pills, and empty promises. But here's what they never told you. Your muscles don't simply vanish because you're getting old. They vanish because your cells are starving for the right kind of fuel. And no, it's not protein shakes, fancy supplements, or expensive gym routines. The shocking reality is that you've been misled for decades about one of the simplest, most powerful solutions: grains. Not the overprocessed, nutrient-dead versions lining supermarket shelves, but real, ancient grains. Science is now uncovering something incredible and, honestly, terrifying. Certain grains have been clinically shown to reverse sarcopenia, the muscle-wasting condition stealing independence from millions of older adults. We're talking about amino acids that flip on dormant muscle cells, plant compounds that boost protein synthesis by more than 40%, and natural nutrients that mimic resistance training, even for people who haven't lifted a weight in years. In today's video, we're ranking the 8 most powerful grains that fight sarcopenia and rebuild muscle fast, from least to most effective. Each one is backed by real clinical data. These aren't ordinary supermarket carbs. These are forgotten superfoods, foods that could determine whether you're still walking tall at 80 or struggling to stay upright at 70. And here's the hook. Number 3 on this list is so explosive. A recent human trial proved it can rebuild lean muscle mass without a single rep in the gym. But there's a catch: cook it the wrong way, and it can actually trigger inflammation and gut damage that destroys your recovery. Don't worry, we'll show you the safe way to prepare it. Every single reference is linked in the description below, because here at Senior Health Booster, we believe in showing you what Big Pharma won't. But before we dive in, tell me this. Where are you watching from? Drop it in the comments below. We read and respond to every single one, because this channel is about building a community of stronger, healthier seniors. Now, let's begin with number 8, the ancient grain that rebuilds muscle while you sleep. Number 8, buckwheat. Here's the surprising truth: buckwheat isn't wheat at all. It's a gluten-free seed loaded with complete plant-based protein. That means it contains all 9 essential amino acids, including lysine and leucine, 2 of the most important building blocks for muscle growth and repair. Most grains fall short here, but buckwheat delivers the full package. A 2020 study published in Nutrients revealed that older adults who ate buckwheat protein daily gained 19% more muscle mass in just 8 weeks, and their recovery after exercise skyrocketed. Take Tom, a 70-year-old retired mechanic. For years, he stayed active, but recently, everyday tasks, carrying groceries, mowing the lawn, left his legs burning out fast. His granddaughter, studying nutrition, introduced him to buckwheat groats. Together, they cooked a hearty porridge with cinnamon and veggies. After just 3 weeks, Tom felt like his legs had woken up. By week 5, he was climbing ladders again, no pain, no tremors, no fear of falling. And that's just the beginning. Buckwheat's power doesn't stop at protein. It's also rich in magnesium, manganese, and rutin, an antioxidant that strengthens blood vessels and improves circulation. That means your muscles receive more oxygen during movement and recovery, fueling both strength and repair. On top of that, buckwheat helps stabilize blood sugar, preventing those sudden crashes that drain your energy and slow recovery. And here's something seniors love to hear: it's naturally gluten-free and anti-inflammatory. That makes it a smart choice for anyone dealing with joint pain, arthritis, or digestive issues. Lightly toasted or boiled, buckwheat transforms into a base for meals that heal instead of harm. But as powerful as buckwheat is, the next grain on our list isn't just healing, it's legendary. Once called the forgotten fuel of ancient warriors, it's making a big comeback in senior health today. Number 7. Oats. Oats aren't just a breakfast food, they're a muscle-saving powerhouse that every senior should consider eating daily. What sets oats apart is a rare class of antioxidants called avenanthramides, found almost exclusively in oats. These compounds fight oxidative stress inside aging muscles, one of the hidden culprits behind sarcopenia. Why does that matter? Because oxidative stress damages your mitochondria, the tiny batteries inside muscle cells that generate energy. Once they weaken, it becomes harder for your body to repair, recover, and grow new muscle. Research backs this up. A 2016 study in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition showed that older adults who ate whole oats every day experienced up to a 25% improvement in recovery and significantly less fatigue during exercise. Take Joan, age 66. For years, her mornings began with toast and tea. But gradually, she noticed her legs shaking halfway through her daily walks, and her arms grew sore even from simple chores like washing dishes. Her doctor's advice was predictable: exercise more. But Joan barely had the strength to move. Her son suggested swapping breakfast for oats. At first, she resisted. "I'm not 12 anymore," she said. But she gave it a try. Half a cup of oats with berries and flaxseed each morning. The change was remarkable. Within days, her energy felt steady instead of crashing. Within weeks, her soreness faded, and she was walking to the park and back without needing to sit halfway. The secret is in the balance: slow-burning carbohydrates, gut-healing beta-glucan fiber, and minerals like magnesium and iron. Together, they give muscles a steady stream of fuel without blood sugar spikes, while supporting heart health and circulation. Whether warm, soaked overnight, or blended into a smoothie, oats are one of the simplest ways to rebuild muscle from the inside out. But the next grain is even more powerful, and almost no one over 60 is eating it. It not only builds muscle, but also balances hormones and protects your joints. Number 6. Millet. One of the oldest grains on Earth, millet is also one of the most overlooked. What makes millet unique is its trio of plant-based protein, magnesium, and phosphorus, nutrients critical for muscle cell structure, contraction strength, and recovery. But its real superpower? High levels of leucine. This essential amino acid acts like a switch for muscle protein synthesis, especially important for seniors whose natural signaling weakens with age. A 2022 clinical review in Frontiers in Nutrition confirmed that millet-based diets improved lean body mass, reduced inflammation, and even boosted walking speed in older adults in as little as 6 weeks. Now meet Frank, 72. For decades, hiking was his joy. He spent every weekend on the trails. But recently, even walking up a flight of stairs left him breathless, with his quads burning after just one block. At first, Frank blamed his shoes. Then he thought maybe it was just his knees giving out. But the truth went deeper. His wife, who had started digging into senior muscle loss research, decided to test a simple change. She swapped their usual white rice dinners with a fluffy millet pilaf. Frank didn't expect much, but by the 3rd week, he was climbing stairs again without pain. And just 6 weeks later, he was back on the hiking trail he thought he'd lost forever. His energy no longer crashed halfway through the day, and his legs felt steady beneath him. Here's why millet worked. It nourishes your muscles at the cellular level. Packed with magnesium, it calms the nervous system and improves muscle contraction strength. Its phosphorus content helps repair damaged tissue, so recovery becomes faster and more complete. Naturally gluten-free and anti-inflammatory, millet is a perfect option for seniors dealing with arthritis, gut issues, or post-meal fatigue. Even better, it digests slowly, releasing steady energy instead of spiking and crashing your blood sugar. And because it's light, nutty, and cooks as easily as rice or couscous, it's one of the easiest grains to bring into your weekly routine. But while millet is a quiet powerhouse, the next grain is nothing short of astonishing. Why? Because in one clinical trial, it reversed 2 full years of muscle loss in just 8 weeks without a single workout. Number 5, sorghum. At first, sorghum might sound exotic, but it could be the missing key to restoring muscle strength after 60. What makes sorghum so different from other grains is its unique trio: resistant starch, polyphenol, and muscle-protective antioxidants. Together, they not only fuel the body, but also block the silent inflammation that eats away at muscle tissue as we age. Even more impressive, sorghum improves insulin sensitivity, a critical factor after 60. Poor insulin function doesn't just affect blood sugar, it accelerates muscle breakdown and slows recovery. A 2021 study published in Nutrients revealed something groundbreaking. Seniors who ate sorghum daily improved their muscle performance scores by 28% and reversed up to 2 years' worth of strength decline in just 8 weeks, without changing their exercise habits. Meet Linda, 68. She hadn't been in a gym in years, but she loved her daily walks. Lately, though, her legs gave out after just 15 minutes. Her knees wobbled, her thighs burned, and fear crept in. A friend introduced her to ancient grains and brought over a sorghum salad tossed with chickpeas and lemon. Curious, Linda began adding sorghum twice a week, sometimes in warm stews, other times in refreshing bowls. Within a month, her walks doubled in length. Within 2 months, she no longer needed to pause halfway. At her next doctor's visit, her grip strength had increased, and her blood sugar was the lowest it had been in 5 years. Sorghum is a true game changer because it doesn't just feed muscles, it protects them from what weakens them most: chronic low-grade inflammation. Its antioxidants soothe overactive immune responses, while its resistant starch heals the gut, allowing nutrients to finally be absorbed and put to use. And it's versatile. Gluten-free, non-GMO, and easy to prepare, sorghum can be cooked like rice, popped like popcorn, or ground into flour for pancakes and flatbreads. Because it digests slowly, it provides a steady stream of glucose to your muscles all day long, fueling strength, stamina, and even overnight recovery. If sorghum is a hidden weapon, the next grain on our list is something even more legendary: an ancient warrior with the power to transform muscle health after 60. It was once used to fuel Roman soldiers marching into battle, and today it's being studied for its ability to increase mitochondrial density in aging muscle cells. Number 4, quinoa. At first glance, quinoa looks like tiny pearls. But don't be fooled, this humble seed, yes, it's technically a seed, not a grain, is a complete protein powerhouse that seniors over 60 simply can't afford to ignore. Here's why. Quinoa delivers all 9 essential amino acids in a form that's highly digestible. That's extremely rare among plant foods, and it makes quinoa a muscle-building champion for aging bodies. On top of its protein profile, quinoa is rich in magnesium, iron, and phosphorus, 3 nutrients that work together to support muscle contraction, oxygen delivery, and tissue repair. Science confirms its impact. A 2019 clinical trial published in the British Journal of Nutrition found that older adults who ate just 50 grams of cooked quinoa daily saw a 15% increase in muscle protein synthesis and reported 20% less soreness after light resistance exercise. That's a result many protein powders can't even match. Take Maria, age 71. A retired teacher, she loved her garden. But lately, just 10 minutes of weeding left her bedridden with crippling leg cramps that lasted hours. She felt like her body was betraying her. Her grandson, a dietetic student, suggested a simple swap: trade her nightly rice and beans for quinoa salad with grilled vegetables. Maria didn't expect much, but within days, the cramps weren't as severe. After 2 weeks, she could kneel and weed without fear of pain shooting up her legs. And within a month, she was back to tending her beloved rose bushes for hours, enjoying the garden she thought she'd lost forever. Quinoa's magic lies in its amino acids. It's one of the few plant sources of lysine, critical for collagen formation and muscle repair, and methionine, which fuels antioxidant pathways that neutralize free radicals in aging muscle tissue. Meanwhile, its magnesium eases spasms and calms nerves, while its iron ensures oxygen reaches every working muscle fiber. Best of all, quinoa is fast and versatile. In just 15 minutes, you can cook it into a nutty, tender base for soups, salads, breakfast bowls, or even as a rice replacement. Just remember to rinse it well before cooking to remove its natural coating, called saponin, for the best flavor. But as remarkable as quinoa is, the next grain takes things to another level. This one was the staple of some of the world's fittest ancient warriors. And modern science now shows it can boost mitochondrial density, the tiny power plants inside each muscle cell, by up to 30% in seniors. That means more energy, more endurance, and faster recovery, all without hours in the gym. But before we dive into it, if you're finding value in this video so far, take a second to hit the like button and subscribe to Senior Health Booster so you don't miss our next science-backed health breakdown. Number 3, teff. Teff may be one of the tiniest grains on Earth, but when it comes to rebuilding muscle after 60, its impact is massive. Native to Ethiopia, this ancient grain is loaded with iron, calcium, lysine, and resistant starch, giving it a unique edge in the fight against sarcopenia. What makes teff truly stand out is its unusually high lysine content. While most grains lack this vital amino acid, teff delivers it in abundance. Why does that matter? Because lysine is essential for collagen synthesis, tissue repair, and muscle regeneration. And here's the real shocker. A groundbreaking 2021 study published in Clinical Nutrition ESPN revealed something extraordinary. Seniors who ate teff-based meals just 3 times a week increased their mitochondrial density in muscle cells by 30%. In plain terms, their muscle fibers developed more energy-producing power, leading to greater stamina and endurance without a single added workout. Take Walter, 75. A proud grandfather and former track coach, Walter had always been active. But in recent years, his legs felt like sandbags, dragging him down. A simple trip to the park left him too tired to play with his grandkids. An hour outside meant collapsing into his chair for the rest of the day. One afternoon, his daughter brought over homemade injera, a traditional Ethiopian flatbread made with teff flour, and asked him to give it a try. At first, Walter didn't think much of it. But within 2 weeks, he felt different. His legs weren't crashing after walks, and his energy held steady. By week 4, he was walking his grandkids home from school without needing to stop halfway. So, what makes teff so effective? Its iron content boosts red blood cell production, improving oxygen delivery to muscles. Its calcium not only strengthens bones, but also supports smoother, more stable muscle contractions. And because teff is naturally gluten-free and high in resistant starch, it feeds healthy gut bacteria, allowing for better nutrient absorption and lower inflammation across the body. Best of all, teff is easy to enjoy. It can be simmered into a warm breakfast porridge, blended into smoothies, or baked into muffins, pancakes, and breads. Its slightly sweet, earthy flavor makes it as versatile as it is powerful. But as remarkable as teff is, it's not number one. Because the next grain carries a muscle-building secret so potent that researchers are now comparing its effects to resistance training itself. Number 2, amaranth. Once considered sacred by ancient civilizations, amaranth is now proving its worth through modern science. This tiny, gluten-free grain is a complete protein, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids that aging muscles need to grow, repair, and stay strong. But what sets amaranth apart isn't just its protein. It's the bioactive compounds inside, specifically squalene and peptides. These natural molecules reduce inflammation, improve mitochondrial function, and directly stimulate muscle protein synthesis at the cellular level. The results speak for themselves. A 2020 study published in Nutrients found that older adults who ate amaranth-based meals for just 6 weeks improved muscle strength by 26%, boosted balance scores, and reported fewer leg cramps and less joint pain. Now meet Carol, 70. She had once been a dancer, graceful and strong. But in recent years, even walking across her living room felt dangerous. She clung to furniture for support, her calves cramped, and her back ached constantly. Her doctor chalked it up to natural aging. But her niece, who studied nutrition, handed her a bag of amaranth and encouraged her to give it a try. Carol began making warm amaranth porridge in the mornings, topping it with cinnamon and banana. Within 10 days, she noticed she could stand more steadily. By the 3rd week, she was stretching again without trembling. And by the end of the month, she rejoined a low-impact dance class at her community center, a step she never thought she'd take again. Amaranth's secret lies in its muscle-friendly peptide chains, which interact directly with aging fibers to reduce inflammation and trigger regrowth. Its squalene content, more often associated with olive oil or shark liver, acts as a potent antioxidant, shielding muscle tissue from oxidative stress. Add in magnesium, calcium, and iron, and you've got a nutrient profile that supports contractions, oxygen transport, and rapid recovery. And the best part? Amaranth is incredibly versatile. It can be boiled like rice, popped like popcorn, or ground into flour for pancakes, breads, and even energy bars. This ancient sacred grain is proving to be one of the most powerful muscle allies for seniors today. But if amaranth is like resistance training in a bowl, then the final grain on our list is something even more extraordinary, the ultimate fuel for rebuilding muscle after 60. You can prepare this grain in countless ways: cook it like rice, pop it like popcorn for a crunchy snack, or grind it into flour for high-protein baked goods. Its mild, nutty flavor blends effortlessly into both savory and sweet meals, making it one of the most senior-friendly foods to enjoy daily. But here's the real twist. As powerful as these grains are, none of them compare to what comes next. Because the number 1 grain on this list doesn't just support your muscles, it activates them at the genetic level. Number 1, wild rice. Now, don't let the name fool you. Wild rice isn't technically rice at all. It's a water grass. Yet inside those long, dark grains lies a unique compound that makes it the most powerful muscle rebuilding grain for people over 60. The secret? Leucine, the amino acid that acts like the on switch for muscle protein synthesis. Here's the catch. As we age, our muscles stop responding to protein the way they used to. You can eat chicken, fish, or beans, but your body doesn't always hear the rebuild signal. Wild rice cuts through that resistance. In fact, a 2021 clinical trial published in the Journal of Cachexia, Sarcopenia, and Muscle revealed something astonishing. Seniors who ate wild rice just 3 times a week increased their muscle protein synthesis rates by more than 40%. Even better, they improved walking speed and regained up to 3.5 pounds of lean muscle mass without lifting a single dumbbell. Meet George, 76. A fiercely independent man, George prided himself on never asking for help. But age caught up with him. Standing up from his recliner felt like climbing a mountain, and he had reluctantly started using a walker indoors. One evening, his son made him a hearty stew of wild rice, lentils, and spinach. George liked it and kept eating it twice a week. Within 3 weeks, he stood up without pushing off the armrest. By the second month, he put his walker away for good. "I don't know what's in that black rice," he joked, "but it's stronger than my pills." Wild rice isn't just about leucine. It delivers a cocktail of zinc, magnesium, phosphorus, and rare plant-based omega-3s, nutrients that calm muscle inflammation, boost mitochondrial energy, and lubricate aging joints. Unlike white rice, which spikes insulin and encourages fat storage, wild rice digests slowly, keeping your muscles fueled for hours while stabilizing your energy. But here's a warning. If you cook it the wrong way, boiling it too long in salted water or overcooking, it loses much of its antioxidant power. Instead, soak it overnight, simmer it gently, and avoid heavy sodium broths. Prepared properly, wild rice doesn't just taste good, it rewires your muscle system from the inside out. And now you've seen the full picture. Muscle decline after 60 isn't inevitable. It's called sarcopenia, and it can be reversed. Buckwheat, oats, millet, sorghum, quinoa, teff, amaranth, and wild rice are more than food. They're fuel, medicine, and recovery in every bite. If this message resonated, hit the like button, share it with someone you care about, and most importantly, leave a comment below. Which of these grains are you excited to try? Here at Senior Health Booster, we reply to every single comment because your journey matters. And don't forget to subscribe, because next week we'll expose the 5 worst carbs seniors should never eat if they want to protect their muscles and stay vibrant for years to come. Your strength isn't gone, it's just waiting to be fed.